In the vast machinery of American governance, executive orders stand out as potent instruments wielded by the president. These directives, emanating from the Oval Office, possess the force of law, shaping policy and directing the actions of the executive branch. From tackling national emergencies to advancing social agendas, executive orders have long been an integral part of the presidential toolkit. Their importance lies in their ability to bypass the often cumbersome legislative process, enabling swift action in the face of pressing issues. However, the expansive power of executive orders is not without limitations. The Constitution, the bedrock of American governance, enshrines a system of checks and balances, ensuring that no single branch of government, including the presidency, amasses unchecked authority. This principle of limited government forms the crux of the landmark case, Youngstown Sheet and Tube Coder vs. Sawyer, 1952, a case that continues to define the boundaries of presidential power in the 21st century. The Youngstown case, often referred to as the Steel Seizure case, offers a compelling lens through which to examine the delicate balance between executive authority and its constitutional constraints. This pivotal case, arising from the tumultuous backdrop of the Korean War, pitted President Harry Truman against the nation's steel industry, raising profound questions about the limits of presidential power in times of national crisis. The year is 1952. America finds itself embroiled in the Korean War, a Cold War conflict that had escalated dramatically. The nation's steel mills, the backbone of its industrial might, are on the verge of a crippling strike. President Truman, deeply concerned that a work stoppage would jeopardize the war effort and national security, faces a defining moment in his presidency. With the specter of a steel shortage looming large, Truman takes unprecedented action, issuing an executive order to seize control of the nation's steel mills. His aim, to avert a strike that could cripple the production of vital war materials. The steel companies, caught off guard by this bold move, immediately challenged the president's actions, setting the stage for a momentous legal showdown. At the heart of the dispute lay a fundamental question. Did the president, even in times of national emergency, possess the constitutional authority to seize private property without explicit authorization from Congress? The Youngstown case, thrust into the national spotlight, became a crucible in which the boundaries of presidential power would be tested against the bedrock principles of American democracy. The Supreme Court, in its landmark ruling, delivered a resounding affirmation of the rule of law, reining in executive overreach and cementing the judiciary's role as the ultimate arbiter of constitutional disputes. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 against the president, holding that the seizure of the steel mills was unconstitutional. Justice Hugo Black, writing for the majority, emphasized that the president's power must stem from either an act of Congress or the Constitution itself. Since Congress had not authorized such an action, and the Constitution did not grant the president inherent power to seize private property, the executive order was invalid. Justice Jackson's opinion explained that presidential power can fall into one of three categories. At its strongest, the president acts with explicit or implicit approval from Congress, a position of maximum authority. In a more uncertain scenario, when Congress has neither authorized nor denied the action, the president operates in what Jackson referred to as a zone of twilight. Finally, at its weakest, presidential authority exists when the president acts against the will of Congress, as was the case in Youngstown. President Truman's decision to seize steel mills during the Korean War fell into the third category. Congress had explicitly denied granting such powers, in prior legislation, and the court ruled his action unconstitutional. This case had profound implications for the balance of power in the U.S. government. It reaffirmed the principle of checks and balances, making it clear that the president cannot bypass Congress, even during emergencies. It also solidified the judiciary's role in curbing executive overreach and established that executive orders must align with constitutional and statutory boundaries. The Youngstown framework remains highly relevant. Recent controversies over immigration-related executive orders, such as DACA and travel bans, have drawn upon its principles to assess legality. This case stands as a cornerstone in the ongoing discussion about the balance of power in the U.S. government. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. We appreciate your support.